So yes, I did some stuff off camera, but I wanted the first layer since I didn't know how thick it was going to be, how off center it was going to be, you know, the waves and stuff. I laid down fiberglass strand filler first, which is harder to sand, but it's a very strong material, and when it comes to rust and stuff, you can't really beat fiberglass strand filler. So I still have some hand sanding to do here, but for the most part I got this somewhat shaped now. And there's some divots in it and stuff like that. I tried to lay it on thick so I could sand it down, but it looks really good. Do I have a... Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go over this with glazing putty now, and I also laid a patch on here. I used my spot welder, seam sealed everything, seam sealed here, expanding seam sealer in here because it's split, and I did the whole thing on the inside with that too. This is all going to get primered and stuff as well over here, but this is steel that I had. I just cut a strip out and spot welded it on there. Then I folded it over, spot welded it some more, seam seal, and that is way stronger than it was originally. So, and all it is a flap anyway, so it's not really, doesn't matter if it's strong or not. Now this is my first skim coat. Reality of it is most people are going to be like, you want to get this sanded down and be perfect right after this first coat. Reality of it is you're going to do 2 or 3 more coats of this, because after you sand it down you're going to have little pit holes and stuff like that, or just uneven edges and stuff. I have an even bigger flat edge, but I'm going to use this, which is a drywall sander. But I got this at Harbor Freight, and I've used this for a lot of jobs. So I'm gonna use this for some of it. I also have one that's about twice that length for like really long flat edges, which will be probably good when we go to the C10. I need to wait for this to dry, then I'm gonna come back. We'll sand this down. Like I said, might be multiple layers, so we'll see how this turns out, but I feel certain that I'm gonna have to put more on here. And after we're all said and done, I tape the side skirt off. I'm not removing the side skirt to paint this, because I'm just going to paint it right to that edge of that. So if I take the side skirt off, I'd end up having to sand underneath it and stuff. We're just going to do the face and all of this. So I'll have to tape up the glass. We'll probably spray some of this. I might just take that vent out. I'm not worried about the plugs, but I do need to paint some of this, or at least put sealer on some of this over here. And I got... they call it easy mask or drape and tape or whatever, which is tape with plastic. So you can tape up all this stuff and then you drape the plastic across, and it covers up a good area, and it's really simple and easy to do. A couple spots we're going to do touch up. Door handle has paint knocked off right there. We'll do touch up there. That mark right there on the door, I'm going to put some touch up on that. And then there's a couple spots up near the hood too that I'm just going to do touch up on. But once we get this done, get this sanded the way we want it, then I'm going to remove the front bumper, and we're going to get it worked so that it's ready. Trying not to talk that much, because like I got a lot of work to do, but whenever you have putty work, it's drying. It's, what else do you do? I got to talk to my people, my peeps, my cronies, my subs, my favorite subs. You're all my favorite subs. Yeah, you're my only ones, but... You didn't know I have a Patreon account, and all of my Patreon members get my videos as soon as I'm done. As soon as I upload them, they get to see them. So like a lot of these videos, they've seen a month ahead of time. So that's why sometimes you see comments that happened a month before the video went live. It's because my videos were uploaded and done, and my Patreon subscribers got to see it. So if you want to be one of those members, then click on my Patreon link and subscribe. I just take donations. Whatever you want to donate, that's fine. I'm not picky, so there's that. And I also have Teespring merch. I think this sweatshirt's one of them. Yeah. Get yourself some unwrecked gear. I called this one. I knew I was going to need putty, but I don't need near as much as I thought I did. All these bare metal areas, you can see, I'm level with those. So you can actually feel those. Where I can feel that a little bit, so I do need a sand right here, just a tad. I got a low spot right here, here, right at the very edge of that. I need to refinish this, and that's it. Besides that, this is really nice. Turned out really, really well. So let me get a little bit more putty on this. You get the idea. I'm not going to video it. We can start masking and sanding this whole area, because we need to prime this. And I don't necessarily need to prime the whole area, but I need to prime these areas where this is. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So while the primer's drying on that, I need to get this front bumper off, because it is also getting repainted. It has a bunch of scratches in it, and it's kind of cracked here, scratches here, a little deformed right here, but that'll go back to shape. Deformed right here. I don't know if we'll be able to fix it, but we're going to try. Lots of scratches down here. We're going to do like I did with the Fiesta fiberglass strand. Smooth that up. There's also a little bit of a dent right here from the front end, and orange peel over here. If you look at it from certain angles, there you go. You can see it. More scratches. So, and it's missing part of this front lip piece here. It's missing it on this side. I don't know if that's going to get put back on or not, because I'm thinking about some ground effects piece or something, and those are just going to get in the way. So probably just going to remove that piece and go from there. As you can see, the bumper out of place over here. So it needs to get heated and shaped and stripped down. We got to get the grills out and the emblem off, and then we can get this thing ready for paint as well. Now, I saved you guys a bunch of time and a bunch of money on my car insurance from switching to Geico. Anyways, I went ahead and went across and took all the clips out across the bottom. There was a couple bolts, a bunch of clips. So all we have left are clips across the top and a couple bolts in the wheel well, and that's part of why this is deformed. It ripped it out of the wheel well here, which we're going to have to patch that to make that work. Now that was not that bad. Now, instead of just going to town on this like I did on the Fiesta bumper, I am going to wash this thoroughly before I start sanding and stuff. That way, hopefully, if there's any oils and stuff on that, I don't sand it into the bumper. You're supposed to do that. I got ahead of myself on it, so I didn't quite do that. But I'm going to remove these grills and stuff, and then we'll wash it and get this thing prepped up. go. There's a stripped CRZ bumper. And then I ruined my headlights. I decided I was going to clear coat these. I thought it would make them look a little better. So far, it hazed over, and I don't know why I'm getting these, like, scratch marks. It looks like I got, like, it's cracked. But it's not. I have no clue. I wiped them down thoroughly, and I'm still getting that, so we'll see what happens. This is clear coat, so I can cut and buff it, but if that haze doesn't go away, it's not going to really matter. Plus, I don't know why I'm getting those cut marks in it, but I hope it doesn't ruin these headlights, because they were halfway decent. I just thought this would make them look better, and it made them look worse. So that's 3 coats of clear, too. It's just, why does it look like it has cracks in it? I don't understand. I've done that before where it looked hazy, and then after it did finally dry, they looked clear. So give it some time. Maybe they'll clear up. Maybe I need to turn the heat up in here. It is like 60, somewhere around there. Pretty close to 60. Let's turn the heat up. Anyways, tomorrow it's going to be a half decent day, so I'll get this bumper washed up. I did sand the quarter panel, and it looks pretty good. It needs to be wiped down, but it's not perfect. I say that every time, and people were like, oh, it looks really good. If you've seen it in person, there's just little small imperfections and stuff, and like there was still kind of a dent here, so like the line kind of disappears, or it's not as present right here and stuff. But besides that, these dents are gone. It looks fairly smooth, and it looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. So now this is all sanded with 400. I need to get these pinstripes off. I'm doing that on the whole car. Pinstripes are getting removed. Also, this, whatever this guard is, I'm going to leave it on the doors, but that's it. I'm taking it off of here. It's like painted rubber trim. I don't know if it's a guard. I don't know if it's his factory. I don't think it is factory, but I'm going to remove those the whole way around, and the pinstriping. Because I don't know. It's just not me. So tomorrow we'll continue on this. We'll get the bumper all prepped up the way I want it, and then we'll see how the headlights turned out. Hopefully good, and I don't have to do much more to them. I don't know. Kind of worried about them. Okay, so last night I did wash this bumper because it was warm last night. I put more time into these headlights, but I'm going to end up having to sand all the clear off that I put on it. The clear got hazy, so I'm not going to do that on camera. I already spent way too much time trying to polish them up, and this is the best finish I can get polished. And as you can see, it's hazy. My clear got hazy. I don't know what happened. I'm not worried about that right now. We need to get onto this. I did heat this bumper up last night and reshape some of it. So it was kind of dented in right here, and as you can see, it's pretty close to being out. I heated this up, kind of shaped this, and that's looking a lot better. With some sanding, that's going to look really good. Reshape this side, it's looking good. And then I tried reshaping this, but this will pull back together with the trim piece in there. But, I mean, it's just deformed and stuff. It looks good for what it is. I just need to get this thing sanded up. I'm going to use like 40 grit on all these really bad areas and get them ready for fiberglass strand filler across, these rough patches here on the bottom down here. And I think I'll just use glazing putty on the sides and on these areas, just because they're not going to get rubbed on the concrete, and I think they're going to be fine. It's just down here, if it scrapes, which I'm trying to find a lip to fit this the way I like, so this might all get covered up anyways. But fiberglass strand filler across here, and then we'll close this video out. Now this looks like a mess, but it's really not going to be that bad. I'm going to knock most of this down with the power sander, with the air sander. I'll have to hand sand some of it, but these areas I can knock down pretty much with the power sander. I might have to hand sand this just because it's in tight quarters and stuff, and I don't want to, you know, wear through areas I shouldn't. Now I still have a lot more sanding to go, hand sanding, but you get the idea. I could go over this even more, put some more glazing putty on here. There's a couple pits and stuff. I'm not worried about those. For the most part, all the scratches are gone. This is a pain in the butt. Fiberglass strand filler is extremely hard to work with. It's extremely strong, and it doesn't want to sand up that nice. So I did my best, and we'll see how this turns out when I'm done. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some priming and some painting to do. Man, my voice really squeaked right there for a second. Did I just hit puberty? So if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your New Year's resolution is to get your mom to quit watching Unwrecked. And we'll see you in the next episode of Unwrecked. My man, come here. Come here. Come say hi to the peoples. What are you doing? Nothing. You're supposed to be taking care of your mother right now. What? Yeah? I know you guys are watching this after Christmas, but this is actually Christmas Eve right now. And she's just enjoying Mommy's warm seat that she just got out of. Aren't you? Huh? Oh, I disturbed her. Well, you go back to sleep.